And welcome to the Adventure Archive. My name is Ryan, and I will be your dungeon master this evening as we continue our evil campaign through the lands of Midgard. With me, as always, we have Matt as Victor of the Calder, the human death cleric, Dariana as the elf marks. See, this is why I was like, I'm not going to read the intro, but now I'm just going to read the intro. Jess as Dariana Bloodright, the elf mark, Seraphage sorceress. Thank you. Jason as Cutter the Faceless, the Daracool Rogue. Dude, wow. Wow. Going old school with that.
With the tongue.
Old school.
A little tongue kicker
Andy,
mini shout out.
Andy is Beatum Doppelbringing the Gnome Divination Wizard. And Eric, if you saw us last week, Sylvester disappeared through a portal unseen by the rest of the party and will not be joining us this week. For those of you who know, this is the Midgard campaign setting, so some things are a little bit different, races, classes, things like that. So if you have any questions about anything you see, just go ahead and send us a message in the chat. Also, just so you're aware, this is an evil campaign. It is a dark fantasy setting. Things can get fucked up. Maybe less so without Eric. I don't know. He always hits with some zingers.
Yeah.
But just so you know, there may be descriptions of gore, murder, torture, extreme violence. So please be aware. This is not for everybody, and if you are not into that, oh man, we already had our first. It's been a while since we had a big follow spot. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't like the evil stuff. We've been doing this for like a year and a half. We're getting real good at it. So if this is not for you, don't stick around. But please stick around. New business. First of all, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We have, I think the first thing is a new website originally put together by Janelle Sisla22. You guys all have seen her in the chat. Oh, wow. I thought the name was actually Black Douche for a second. All right. And I was like, that can't be the bot name. But please check out our website. It is a fantastic kind of all of our stuff in one. It's got links to all of our campaigns, all of our VODs, descriptions of the characters, links to some other streams we do, like Rogues and Rants that we do with Sursa Victory in chat. Can we get a Sursa in the chat, please? Those Sursa emotes, if you have them. Hello, can we get a shout out for L2 as well? It's just L2S. But definitely, please check out the website. Janelle is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person and a great mod. One of the newer members to our stream team, and just hit the ground absolutely running and built this beautiful, beautiful website. So thank you so much, Janelle. I also look more alive today than I usually do, and I'm not really a fan of it. So I'll play with it as we go.
The only person I know who's like, I don't look dead today. This is terrible.
I look a little bit too. That's a little better. I look a little more dead now, right?
Yes, definitely.
So, what other new business do we have in regards to us before we get going?
Theros is rocking it. Theros is rocking it. So, so happy everybody else has been there. It's been really fun. Do we have a
we don't have a Theros.
We do have a Theros.
We're there.
Oh, damn! I always forget to bring
L2
up
the darkness thanks you.
I always forget to bring up the thing. L2, thank you so much. Let me bring up the overlays. For those that are unaware, can we get an exclamation point XP in the chat, please? You can use your biddies and or points to cast a spell on myself or the party to aid or to help or hinder them, is what I was trying to say. Banes, blesses, shields, and false life. L2 gave a bless to Cutter, is that correct?
Yes, he did.
Let me fix that. Also, if we can get an exclamation point challenge in the chat.
Before I forget, charity book. I forgot to bring that up again.
Oh, yes. Did I Yeah, I think everything is pretty much mod only because I have control issues. Yes, if you would talk about the book, please.
So, for those of you who didn't know, I wrote a short story. It's available on Amazon. I'll drop the links in here. It is all the proceeds are going to charity. It's chronicles the first adventure of Thurg and Threbadorn in the Myths of Midgard campaign. And there it is. So it's going to a great cause. All the money's indefinitely is going to be going to his children's child or his their college fund. So ebook as well. It's the same amount of money. It's like a $3 ebook. $2 of those dollars go straight to him. Same with a paperback. So
gorgeous.
It is. I'm gonna grab my copy right now. It is a beautiful book.
So says Thurg.
Yeah. And it is in our link tree. So if you do the exclamation point socials, you will always see fire and Forge and Ice and Blood. Every time I read it, I'm just all I think is like fire and ice, and I'm just like, no, this is not.
Yeah,
good.
I know that. Yeah.
But you will see it on exclamation point socials in our link tree, where you will also find the link to our new website. But at the bottom, you will see Forged of Ice and Blood perpetually. So again, we can always support one of our fallen friends and his family. On our merch store as well, you will see the very first thing is a sticker. And all proceeds indefinitely for the same thing will go to his family. I think that's it for new business. I don't know why the music stopped.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. You know what's funny is I saw someone the other day, this Twitch Unity like hand heart thing. Someone had like a skull, like skeletal hands with like a heart in it. And I was just like, oh, that's so on brand. I almost went and subbed, but I have too many subs already. We
can make that happen for us.
We'll see. We have so many emotes in the docket.
Yeah, I know.
And don't forget, guys, use our emotes. We also have the newer badges. We're working on some other badges as we go, but if you drop your biddies, you will get either a blood drop, a skull, or any of the imp, and each one of the bit tier badges is representative of one of the characters. So Daryana is the blood drop. Victor is the skull because he collects them and makes altars to Chernobog with them, and the imp is clearly for Sylvester. So as we get going in tonight's adventure, last time, thank you for the clip. And don't forget to clip. Everybody clip. We want to start doing more with clips, so be clip happy. I don't think it's mod only, so feel free and just do me a solid. Give him a title each time you do it. That'd be super, super helpful for all of us. So, hey, Rogue Singer. As we can get back into our adventure, the last time you guys had escaped the Dread Fortress with, not even just escaped, wrecked the shit out of it and bounced. And as you fled, made your way through the town, you saw that the troops that Sylvester had kind of rallied to go attack the town were still rampaging through it. Leaving all of that behind, you went with the remaining spear maiden you had with you to the city of Jost. On the way, debating whether to murder her or not. It ended up being a good call not to. As you arrived in Jost, you saw smoke rising from the city. And as you entered the city, you found out that prior to your arrival, a band of Darakul had showed up and had taken the Archduke. The Avgost once again slipping through your fingers. And as you debated pursuing the High Priestess of the Temple of Sif, which your spear maiden Keylora was a part of, let you know that it's most likely the Archduke is already underground and making their way towards the heart of the Ghoul Imperium. She told you more about Duke Drago Blackfly, who is apparently a favorite of the Emperor and has been given extra latitude and appears to be taking that latitude maybe a step too far. She also realized that most of your party is alive, and would not be able to make their way through the Ghoul Imperium in that current state. You would be very quickly eaten. So she recommended, with the thought in her head that the enemy of my enemy is not necessarily my friend, but can be useful at times, since you are trying to stop the ceremony that her and the oracles of Midgard are aware of. She recommended you follow a shadow road down to the Southlands, to the city of Sewell, and talk to the grave binders there, because it is rumored that they have found a way to walk amongst the undead unhindered, which is what you will need, those of you who are still alive, in order to make your way through the Ghoul Imperium all the way to what sounds like most likely the pure city of Vandacool, which Duke Drago Blackfly rules. As you were finishing up, you made your way to a shadow road. In order to enter that shadow road, you were supposed to turn around backwards and walk between these two branches. And as you did that, you came out onto the shadow road, realizing that Sylvester, who went through first, was not there with you. So,
and did he walk in straight forward?
Oh yeah, he was kind of given one of these.
Yeah,
he turned around and paused momentarily.
Did he flip us off?
No. Basically, the sisters told him, the Spear Maidens told him that the guide that you were supposed to seek on the Shadow Road would require compensation. And he was like, oh, we're going to go save the day and we have to pay for the trip? Fuck you. And turned around, paused for a moment, and then walked through forwards. But each of you walked through backwards. And ended up on this Shadow Road. Thank you so much for the quote. Oh, can we get an exclamation point, Andy, in the chat, please?
Andy.
Wonderful mod, Andy. So, as you walk backwards through the trees, you enter a familiar, dark, and eerie place. And the uninviting sounds of the dark forest that flank the shadow road you stand on invade your senses. As you turn around to face down the road, you see a figure standing there who appears to be a shadow fae. She wears a longsword at her side and a quiver of black-fletched arrows opposite. She carries a shield and has a bow slung over her shoulder. She looks you up, all and down. She looks you all up and down and says,
interesting. I suppose you're my potential charges, then? The High Priestess seems to have left a few details out of the request.
Did she tell you you were taking us to Seawall?
Oh!
Oh,
you
man.
tricky bastard!
So good.
Dang.
Tricky bastard.
Oh my god.
Were you listening the whole time? And I was like, what is this about?
Oh. That's
Wow.
too good to be true.
So good.
I hope while I was getting ready, people weren't talking too much shit. Yes, Gina was in there the whole time. We used to make it a bit of a tradition in the home game to have to random guests and things just kind of show up with a line. And I've been debating a way and time to try to make that happen since we've gone online, and this has been the first opportunity. For those in chat, in our Zoom call, me and Janelle, we basically mirrored her profile to look like mine and just said that Zoom messed up. And then Jason and I have been manipulating behind the scenes to make that happen. So yes, tonight we have a guest star with us, Janelle, who you will notice is our Sisla 22, who I was discussing with the website, and who is on the Monday Night Theros game DM'd by Andy that also has Eric and Jason and Matt in it. So welcome, Janelle. Go ahead and repeat what you just said to the party.
Yeah. Interesting. I suppose you're my potential charges then. The High Priestess seems to have left a few details out of the request.
Did she say where you were to take us? The sea wall. Seawell? Seawell.
Siwa.
Seawell. Yes. Then she told you, I hear.
Yes, the request was rather short. Well,
What other details do you need?
are you familiar with my terms?
Ian looks around at everybody else,
Everything.
looking again for Sylvester anywhere.
They told us we have to pay you, Dark One.
Of course.
What is that payment?
Siwa. I suppose 250 gold should suffice. Half now. Balance just before arrival.
Done. Would you... Does it have to be in gold, or would you take gems?
Unfortunately, I'm not capable of verifying their clarity. I would prefer coin.
I do not know, Shadowy One. These are very special crystals, yes? You should look first.
I have no use of gems.
Yeah, well, we are capable of paying the gold. Here, let me fish out. How much did you say again? 250?
250. Half
Oh.
now, of course.
Beatum will fish. Actually, I think we're getting a little tight here. Let me double check. He fishes 125 out of the pack and sections it into a little pouch and hands it to her. Beatum doesn't say anything, but I don't think I have. I don't have enough to pay the other 125 in gold. So we'll have to come up with something.
Here you go.
He doesn't tell you that though.
Of course. Excellent. Shall we? And I gestured.
Yes.
Beatum looks at Dariana to see if she's comfortable. Gives her
Yes.
like a nod, like, "Is everything okay?"
That's what she does. She hates the shadow red, but she'll do it.
Beatum, I whisper, I have never seen one of these before. Is this what you told me about, the one that got sucked dry in the temple?
Yes, Dre. Yes, I liked him quite a bit. Yeah, them quite a bit.
They sounded very weak.
Well, you know, I think he just got unlucky.
Should we worry about her?
What
Are
other
all
choice do
of
we
her
have?
This is true. Okay.
I think if Brian isn't out now, I'm gonna take him out.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do we call you, my lady?
You may call me Sylvan.
Elvin.
Oh.
How long will this journey take? Are we there yet?
She gives a slight smirk.
The little kid in the back of the car. Are we there yet, Sylvan?
I know the Shadow Road is magical, right?
Ah.
I thought maybe we would arrive.
6 days, assuming we are not delayed.
The last time we were on Shadow Roads, they were very harsh to our horses, my brothers. So, can you ride horses on Shadow Roads?
One would think so. She looks a little confused at the question.
I'm glad we seem much safer with you. We were immediately attacked last time. Road similar to this.
Wolves
Well.
that breathe ice. Terrible.
If you know what to look for, you can bypass most beasts.
Well, I trust you know what to look for.
I should hope so. I have worked here for a while.
Victor's gonna kind of be staring at her, like kind of trying to take notes in his mind of like what she's like, how she's kind of tracking. So since he has that wanderer feature, and he sucked so bad last time out here, he's just kind of paying attention.
So I actually have a picture of Selvin.
Yes.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, she's pretty
Oh.
badass.
That's
Not
awesome.
gonna lie. Also, Janelle, I sent you an invite to Roll20. We'll give you control of your token.
Is this your creation, Janelle, or is this Ryan's? I love it.
I do not have authorization for Roll20.
What, to get into it?
It says not authorized. Either you are not logged in or do not have access to this page, and I'm definitely logged in.
All right. Give us 1 second to get stuff around and about. Dark Kingdoms. Invite players. Share link. Copy paste. Try that.
Loving the makeup, by the way.
Excellent.
How long did that take to do?
40 minutes.
Wow.
What's amazing.
50.
That was a surprise to me as
So
well.
good.
It was a great surprise. It's so good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, had you not seen that, Ryan?
No. She messaged me and was like, I got a surprise for you too. So then when she popped in, I was like, this is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Never
Word
worn
up.
a face so colorful before.
Behave yourself, Carter. Behave.
Oh, did I say that? Excuse.
Probably
Yes, you're
not saying
also
that's a
drooling a
fault.
little bit.
Hmm.
So, real quick, Andy, thank you so much for the Banes. Janelle, you got 3 blesses
I
from Andy as
saw.
well. You are not in the overlay. So just write those down if you could, and just remember that you have 3 of those. The ones on the board right now are for Sylvester, so you do not have 10. You do, though, have 3. So, as you all meet your guide, give over half your payment to her in hopes to somehow acquire the other half, apparently. What are you doing on the Shadow Road as it looms around you?
Looking expectantly to our guide, like,
Yeah.
well, lead on.
Ta-da! I begin walking probably a bit separate from them, assuming that they will follow at their preferred distance.
Beatum's gonna get real close. As quick as he can.
Just make it awkward.
Keeping an eye out.
Steps behind Beatum.
Thank you so much, L2. That's a 4th bless for you there,
Yeah, baby.
Janelle.
I did not
So-
have. Yes. Excellent.
And what do I have 9 banes. All right, you guys are getting baned to hell tonight. So,
What else would we expect on the Shadow Road?
Yeah,
Good
seriously.
thing we leveled up.
oh yes, did I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that? And I forget it forever, and I finally added it to my outro checklist. The players leveled up to level 12 after last session. So good job. Does anyone have anything new or interesting?
No.
Nothing
level.
spectacular, but just some more spells that I'm excited about.
Nothing ridiculous.
Gotcha. Anyone take any fun feats or
Yeah,
just
no.
APIs
Yeah.
or ASIs?
Yeah. Ability score increase. Much
Yeah,
simpler.
That's what I took.
I took a feat,
Yeah.
but it won't come into effect until something else happens, so I don't want to ruin it because I won't be using it. I'll shoot you a message and
Don't even worry about it.
yeah, I think you probably have an inkling of what it might be.
Sure.
I also took a feat.
There you go. I should just let everyone take a feat and ability score improvement every time. It doesn't make a difference. I can just throw harder stuff at you. So that works. What is your AC, Gino?
15.
15. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that bar on so people can see that since you're not in D&D Beyond. So, all right. So as you all begin to make your way down the Shadow Road, following your guard, beat 'em uncomfortably close. Our weird little gnome. You follow along this somewhat familiar path. All of the Shadow Roads look relatively similar. For those who are unaware of what a Shadow Road in Midgard is, back in the day, elves ruled much of Midgard, and they created these pathways to help them get places quicker that follow the ley lines of the world. The ley lines are kind of what, to an extent, creates and generates magic in the flat world of Midgard. But after humans did what humans do and fuck everything up, the elves left and went back to the Summerlands, leaving behind these Fey roads. And over time, the Fey roads turned dark. The light and beauty of them became somewhat corrupted and filled with shadow and darkness and various things and creatures that inhabit places of shadow and darkness. So while on a Shadow Road, you can get places faster, but unlike back when they were just Fey roads, they are not well guarded, well protected, or even well maintained. The last time the party was on a Shadow Road, they were attacked by 2 Hounds of the Night with their icy breath. And I think that's the closest you've come to death in quite a while, was on the Shadow Roads. So as you make your way down the Shadow Road, Dariana, for some reason, triply afraid of Shadow Roads, almost as if she'd been on one in another life.
I'm keeping a Brian's length from this new
Brian's length?
Shadow Fae. Yeah,
You're almost a crack's worth of distance between you and the Shadow Fae.
it's a bit more
1.5.
A bit more. Yeah.
than a crack's worth. Yes.
A bit more than it's a Brian's length.
Isn't he 1.5 metric dudes?
He
Yeah.
is, in fact. You
Exactly.
can check our Instagram and see the diagram if you would like of the 1.5 metric dudes. So you are making your way down this road, and again, it's similar to what you saw before. It's almost as if the lighting that you see is almost moonlit. It's this somewhat dim light, You see no moon in the sky, but that's roughly the amount of light you see. When you look deep into the forest that surrounds the Fey Road, you occasionally see the glimpse of shadows darting beside you. You hear noises, these eerie noises that perpetually make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, and that cause you to dart your vision side to side at times, trying to catch that little shadow that evaded you. You hear squawks and squeaks, the movement of creatures, but never quite catch sight of them. It's this oppressive kind of shadow that weighs on each of you. There's this, again, perpetual feeling that there are eyes on you at all times. And as you follow your guide, she seems unaffected, unbothered by this, her being a Shadow Fae in her own right. This is just par for the course. You continue down this road for quite some time. It's 1 hour, 2. Not a lot of discussion happening between your guide and you as she just leads you towards your destination. Did you say how long it would take?
About 6 days.
About
If we're not
6 days.
delayed.
6 days. Like,
Oh,
are days like actual days on the Shadow Road, or are they something different?
6 days are mostly 6 days on the Shadow Road, but if you were to try
Right.
to get from the Wolfmark to the Southlands, it's, I think, about a 2,500 mile journey. It would take you weeks. So being able to travel the Shadow Road to get where you need to go definitely makes the trek much easier.
Okay. So Beadham's walking uncomfortably close to the guide. Let me actually move him up there. And every now and then. So, children, are you from the Shadow Road, or are you from Midgard? Forgive me if I sound ignorant. I just, I don't know much about Shadow Fae.
I have lived here for quite some time. I don't remember being born here, but it's been a while.
Do other people live in the Shadow Road, or?
Fine people.
Others like yourself?
In pockets. Hidden away. Generally. Yes.
Is it going to be like this the entire way we walk, or will there be changes of scenery? I feel uncomfortable around all these dark trees. I feel like people are watching us.
Would be correct.
People are watching us.
Yes.
Beadham gets really uncomfortable. Actually, he's already uncomfortable. It's just taken to the next level of uncomfortability.
Generally, they leave groups alone, so it is good that there are more of us.
Victor, I think your baby needs a hug.
Cutter.
The
You're
dark
very
scares
funny.
him.
I do not understand, because he loves devils and he's all around all kinds of dangerous things. But yes, I agree with you. The dark does not suit him.
If all you want, a healthy fear is the key to staying alive in this world. I'm afraid of many things, and for good reason. You should be too.
I do not know. I think we be strong. We take what we want, Peter. Yes?
Right.
Being aware is not fear. But go on, hold on to her, the leggings, I guess. She's not wearing a skirt.
Her leggings.
We'll be here right behind you watching your back, Beatum.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
We need
You
you.
mustn't-
You're not.
You mustn't be too worried. Although they may see you, they will generally ignore you. You're only half a bite for them.
It is one of the problems of being half metric, dude. There's not very much flavor.
I taste awful, I swear. Like cigarette butts and stale wine. Beatum trudges on, more uncomfortable and extra creeped out by every feeling of eyes upon him.
As you continue to
Yep,
make your
same.
way down. What's that?
No, I just said, yeah, I'm continuing as well.
Gotcha. So you travel along the Shadow Road for hours. One moment. I assume, thank you, Rogue Singer. I assume that bless is an additional one for Janelle. I think you're up to 5. You're gonna have enough for the whole party at this point.
Yeah,
But as you
Janelle.
travel along the Shadow Road for hours, at this point it's roughly midday. The gnarled trees around you all seem to loom thickly. And as you turn around a bend, you see a group of 6 Shadow Fae lounging as if at rest. They leap to their feet, and a short female with long black horns clad in a breastplate and layered leather skirts calls out, "You there! Halt, in the name of the Moonlit King!"
I hold up my hand to stop. Hail.
Hail! Who might you be?
Selvin. And you are?
I am Malia Bitmere.
Well met. We are merely passing through. These are my charges. We mean you no harm.
As you watch, the rest of the Shadow Fae kind of move around you. And one of the things that you notice as she steps forward, there are 4 others behind her. Actually, 5 others behind her. And one of them is the largest Shadow Fae you have ever seen. This is the woman that you see.
Oh, some fancy digs.
This does not look good.
Fancy Faye.
4 horns.
And looming
How
behind
many
her,
horns does one need?
looming behind her is this figure.
Oh, nice.
Metal.
If Danzig was a giant Shadow Fae.
Yeah.
And not a 5'3" man.
Yeah.
He has been lifted, yes. Skip a leg day.
No shade to Danzig, if you're watching.
Yes, Danzig, if you're watching.
I myself am 5'2".
Totally him. Oh, that's great. Holtz.
So this Shadow Fae, this woman, clearly looks to be of some type of station. Clearly has a bodyguard with her and a number of other Shadow Fae. They don't necessarily seem threatening as they watch you, but they have moved in front of you, or blocking your path. She looks past Selvin to the rest of you. And what are your names? Little one?
I am not sure it matters in this. We are simply travelers passing through. We mean no harm, I promise you.
Merely asking questions of fellow travelers.
My name is. Hold on. I have to think of it. I've forgotten my name. Hold on. Sorry, 1 second. What is his name right now? It is. My name is Chapman Bogan. I'm a traveling salesman of potions. Can I interest you in some?
She looks you up and down, seems to take mental note of your response, and just her eyes shift towards Cutter. And you, sir, what might your name be?
My name is Cutter.
Cutter. Interesting eyes you have, Cutter.
The
Big
better
man.
to see you with.
Oh, I'm sure they are. And big man, what is your name?
I am called Victor. Victor of the Calder. Your
It's
name
been
is Malia?
Malia Bitmere, yes. It has been quite some time since I've met a Calder. And who might this lovely lady be?
I'm Doriana, and this here is Brian.
Yes, it's hard to miss. He is nearly as big as my friend Holtz. And she gestures to the massive shadow fae behind her.
So is he like 1.5 or 1.75?
He's a solid 1.51.
Okay.
Like he's just the tiniest bit over Brian's height. And who where do you come from, all of you?
Many places. It's hard to count where we've been. Is there any place you're worried about people coming from?
No, it's all just curiosity. I'm wondering what is your purpose for traveling on this Shadow Road? It's not a common thing for the likes of you.
It is my trade.
Well, yes, of course, dear. I was speaking to those not of our kind.
Beatum looks around at everybody else, kind of a little nervously.
Selvin, is this typical you talk so much on Shadow Road, or will it take longer than 6 days? We have party every stop of the way.
I have not had these issues, but then again, I am not of your persuasion.
What do you recommend we do? Because we have places to be, yes?
Answer the questions.
We come from Shadow Road. We walk through trees. So I assume that's how you get on the roads, yes?
Well, at this point, I don't often leave the road. I am curious, though. You seem to be traveling. You seem to have a guide with you. Who might your patron be?
We have guide because last time we traveled this road, we do not do so well, yeah? But if you would like, you can help guide us as well.
I believe one of us is plenty for your kind.
We arranged a meeting with a guide through a priestess named Mesric.
Mesric?
Ring any bells to you?
I don't believe I've heard the name before. Oh, all right, baby beat 'em break.
Baby beat him on the road.
There it is. There it is.
So good.
Don't forget, we need some Cutter and Dariana action.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, Dariana, because
Yeah, she didn't get it last time.
we'll do warrior face. Warrior face.
There it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hi.
We got.
Ian's actually smiling. That's great.
Oh, he waved! Oh man, someone clip that, please. Hey,
the,
what about
the cutter
little
one will be
Cutter?
next time.
Ah. All right.
I miss my baby.
What a cutie.
So, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh yes, your patron. You had not mentioned yet who that might be.
The priestess Mesric of gosh, what was the town that we went to?
Joe.
She arranged for us to meet with a guide to get us to Seawall.
Yes.
We're heading there because we have a problem with some ghouls, and we need assistance in order to go into their kingdom.
If you are having a problem with ghouls, why not just ask help from your friend there?
Well, many of those that are alive have problems steadying foot. I would sooner step foot into a cage filled with feral, hungry lions than walk unprepared into a city of ghouls.
Yes, ghouls can be a bother at times. So, and this priestess you speak of, she is sending you to a city of ghouls, is she? Thought you said you were
Yes.
going to Seawall.
Yes, to meet the Deathbinders, the Deadbinders, the Binders of Dead.
Beaton. They call them Gravebinders.
Gravebinders.
Thank you so much, Jedi Mama, for coming in. Always nice to see you. And Dak Daniels 07. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. So thank you for gifting to Silent But Ducky, K period, my waifu, Fitz Chivalry, Red Raven Riot, and Alan 13. All welcome to the archive. And again, thank you so much for all the gifteds. We all really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, it's not an interruption at all. No, sorry. I'll always stop for the gift subs. So thank you so much. So you're meeting the Gravebinders of Seawall, are you? And where do you plan to go after that?
We do not know. Do we look like people that have plans?
We are going to Vasna Goth, if you must know. That is the city that we need help with the Gravebinders to enter.
Vasnagath, I've never heard of that place.
I'm sorry,
It's in another world.
It's not Vasna-Goth. It's what is it?
I've got it, Beaton. It's it is city of Verdcool.
Verdcool. See, Goth, Ghoul.
Vandercool.
That's the reason why.
No,
Vandercool.
Vasnagath seems like quite an interesting place, but Vandercool is a place that I have heard of. Interesting. So your party here, at
We
the
are
behest
going
of
to
a priestess, is on the way to Seawall to meet with the Gravebinders. You can go into the Ghoul Imperium to the pure city of Vandercool. Interesting. For what purpose?
We are going to listen to a musical concert. They have person looks very much like your friend here. Perhaps you've heard of him. He is Danzig.
I have not heard of Danzig, the musician of Vandercool.
He is quite
Seems-
special. Yes, it is. We saw him once a couple of years ago, and big fans.
You don't look like the kind that listen to that kind of music.
Yeah, I am quite eclectic.
Oh, I guess you do look a bit alternative.
the famous Bard Danzig. I might have heard of him at one point. It'd be interesting to see him in Vandercool.
I'm sure you heard about him before anybody else.
His music is very what you call steel or metal, I believe, in your language. But I do not think we have time for this. If you'd like to go to concerts, very much come with us. But we must be on our way. Yes, Peter?
I agree. We have spent enough time talking. We have a long trip ahead of us.
I've never met Shadow Fae before today, but you are very appealing to me. You seem very strong, your friend here, and if you head in our direction, we can talk more, perhaps.
No, I do believe I have never gotten so many answers quite so easily before. I appreciate the conversation.
Well, good. You seem like friendly people.
No, I've only ever been called a friendly person. In fact, we will leave you to your journey, but I must ask, each of you, before you go, for a kiss.
No, I do not like this, Beaton, at all.
And if we refuse, this is most offensive to my culture, I'm afraid. I do not wish to offend your culture, but in mine, we do not kiss anyone, even our spouses. We touch feet, and even that is so much more intimate. But to touch lips with someone that we just met, I think
Malia, I've been traveling with him very long time. He does not lie. They are foot fetishists. It is ridiculous. But
I have heard that gnomes often just like hold their toes together almost as if they're holding hands.
We have quite a bit of flexibility in our feet.
Oh.
Yes, but all I'm asking for is just a quick peck on the lips from each of you.
What do we get in return?
A simple peck on the lips from me.
It's very much against my religion.
It's just a simple request. You may refuse, of course.
Beatum is looking at Sylvan like, what the fuck?
Just stone face.
I wish Sylvester was here. He would have very special words for Malia. Sylvan, can we?
He might even break your heart.
I merely ask for a kiss because at least most of you are warm.
Jeez, I do not want to kiss this lady. I do not want to kiss a fae in a fae land. I know that's some messed up stuff gonna happen from that.
I have another face you can kiss.
It is. We can warm up for you if you like.
Would you like
Lady, you've been quiet. Are you scared of me like these men?
Me?
Yes.
I'm not afraid of you, but I don't really swing that way.
No, neither do I. Well, okay. If none of you are willing, I will simply leave cold and unappreciated. Thank you for the answers. Maybe we'll meet again sometime. And with that, she just kind of moves back out of the way, and the rest of the Shadow Fae kind of move off to the side of the road, and she just crosses her arms and watches you all.
Yes, Sylvester would totally have kissed her.
Oh, he absolutely would have kissed her.
Yep.
Victor kind of looks at Selvin and without saying anything, kind of gives her like the dirty eyebrows, like, can we go?
She nods and continues on.
Selvin, what was that about? Do all your
Not-
kind search for kisses in this Shadow Road?
I have not encountered
Peter,
that
come along.
group before.
I mean, my toes just feel weird.
Yeah, that was.
I will warm toes later, Peter. Not time now.
You guys can hold feet later if you would like.
I have special.
I've learned
routines.
far too much. Far too much.
That's the funny thing you see, Kata, that when nobody really knows about your culture, it's so easy to say things and people believe. I mean, most people believe gnomes, they just pop up out of the ground. Or that we are the
Hey.
spawn of devil kind.
Well, I assume so because you wear a mushroom on your head.
He is not wrong, Peter.
Is that not where
I was-
you come from?
Mushrooms? No, of course not. I mean,
You don't grow in the ground.
No, I had a mother and a father. I assume-
Everyone knows that gnomes in
Did?
Midgard are actually Cabbage Patch Kids.
evil as shit.
If
cabbage
nothing
patch
else,
kids.
definitely smell like cabbage.
I like cabbage. It tastes good.
Garbage
Especially
pail
their-
kid.
Especially their feet. Yes, they're not. You're right. They're Garbage Pail Kids. Oh,
That
they're
needs
like
to be our
Cabbage
merch
Patch Kids
shirt.
from hell. That's
Beat 'em.
exactly what they are. Oh my god, beat them the. Oh my god,
Beat 'em
We
dolls.
got to get an edit of just like
Yeah,
beat
we have
'em
to
as
Photoshop
a
that.
Garbage Pail Kid. Absolutely.
I'll
Okay,
put it on my
we have to move on from this, otherwise Cersei won't be able to sleep for days. So
Well, as we continue to explore the intricacies of gnome toe culture, yes,
I think it's just the magic of Janelle. She just inspired us.
yeah.
Get
Co
into the
culture.
toe stuff.
Excellent to have that on my repertoire. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yes.
Nothing more
So-
evil than toes.
Yeah. So as you all make your way past this group of Shadow Fae, this well-dressed woman, kind of slightly disappointed look on your face, but also just something else. Just the sense that she did get quite a bit of information from you without much resistance. But you pass by all of them. None of them seem hostile towards you. They all just watch as you continue down the Shadow Road. Eventually, they disappear into the darkness behind you. And you continue to make your way forward.
How much of that was truth? And I look down at Vita.
Good parts of it, maybe 75%.
You have a free tongue. And she
I thought for a second we would have to fight them, and she seemed insistent.
Are we well past them, Ryan? Like they can't hear us?
Oh yeah, maybe the free tongue is why she asked for a kiss.
Selvin, do you think we go back and kill them all? Because this is one of our specialties.
Are you worried that them knowing this information may endanger us?
No. Or it is done.
Would you like them dead? Because
No.
we can do this for you.
No,
I don't know why,
Having
Janelle,
my-
but you saying so little makes me so fucking nervous.
it's like my entire idea for the character. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted you.
it is done. I do not know that a confrontation would be wise. But if it is what you wish, I am under your employ.
We wish to get through this road fast as possible. Fucking
Then-
hate this place.
Then perhaps turning back would not be wise.
Da. Let's go then. Spasiba, yes? Cutter find face somewhere else. Although Cutter, Malaya was beautiful. Cannot deny.
Trot on. Are we going to camp on the road? I assume we're going to camp, correct?
A ways
And
off.
as why is that still on? As you continue down the road having this conversation and the day continues, more hours pass. The light never really changes in the Shadow Road, but you get the sense Selvin does understand the not intricacies, but the rhythms of night and day. Most of the Shadow Fade do, and you all begin to feel tired as well. You get the sense that your first day of travel is kind of coming to an end.
I will do my best to find a safe place to camp.
And as you follow her, kind of off the road, let's get these. So a lot of this map will generally be more ambiance of like where you are versus where you actually are. But if you're actually going to be on the map, I will tell you. So, you find what appears to be a little kind of like opening in the side, this kind of copse of trees here to the side, and a space that you're able to camp in. And as you begin to set up camp for the evening, why don't we go ahead and take a little bit of a break? Trying to be more consistent about an 8:30-ish break time. So we will be right back, everybody. Please stick around, and we will see you shortly. Hello and welcome back to the Dark Kingdoms. Before we left, the party had made their way onto a shadow road, met their guide and guest star, Selvin, or Janelle, Sissa22 in the chat, and had ran into a party of Shadow Fae, led by the lady Malia Bitmir, who had asked a number of questions and got answers to most of them, before asking for a kiss and being denied. And then we went into a brief socio-cultural delve into gnome toe culture, before the party finished out the first day of travel and began to set up camp. So as we return from our break, you are all setting up camp. What are you doing?
I'm going to leave them in the area for a minute. I'm going to do a quick perimeter, if you don't mind. I'll be back shortly.
Would you like help, Selvin?
I believe your presence would be a hindrance rather than an assist.
Okay.
I shall be back quickly.
Beatum snuggles
Whoa.
up close.
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
A glitch in the Matrix, huh?
I just
And yes,
That noise was crazy.
Shut-
oh, yo,
Shotgun
no,
in
it
there.
definitely. I think we all got a little bit of that.
I didn't
Really
hear
don't.
that at all. What's
Is that the
going on?
Shadowfell?
Lucky
maybe it
you.
was you. The shadow.
Maybe it was.
Yeah,
me.
The shadow
I was gonna say, it was
cry?
everyone else.
Shadow
Go
shriek.
check out our Discord, and thank you so much, Savaris, for dropping a garbage pail kid beat 'em in the Dark Kingdoms
Oh,
channel of our
Lordy.
Discord. So if you want to take a peek at that, go check that out. So thank you, Savaris. So as you guys all begin to set up camp, who's doing what?
I'm just settling down, checking my equipment, and trancing out.
Beatum cuddles up close to Brian, actually, and starts talking to him in Primordial, asking him if he can help him make something. Basically, what he's doing is he's asking Brian to help him make a little cage. So he starts pulling these little bits of bone out of his bag and like sticking them into Brian, and Brian's helping beat him like turn them into like a little bone cage.
Durgana, how do you feel about a little gnome sticking bones into your, I was going to say your boyfriend, but into your companion?
He's my son.
Oh.
I'm definitely going to be like, beat him. What are you doing?
Oh, Brian is helping me make a cage. He's helping me solidify these bits of bone together. He's helping to liquefy some of the marrow and use it for me, using a bit of coagulated blood. Just a
Alright.
tiny bit. Just a,
Okay.
not-
Did he consent to this?
Yes, I believe so. Yes is a strange thing in Primordial.
All right.
All of the phrases
Carry
are
on.
very long.
This conversation's getting weird.
Ariana,
This whole session is just
I
shit
reckon-
tonight.
I
We-
reckon
we-
I
I
don't
don't
want to
know
be
what was-
canceled. I don't want to be canceled. Okay, guys. That's
We're not getting canceled for toe play. Don't
Okay,
kink
kids.
shame
No,
on
no,
us.
no,
Come
the
on.
consent.
Primordial consent.
consent.
Oh,
And is it only Beatum
Only?
can speak Primordial? Like Dariana can't?
No, Brian
yeah.
and I like
Okay.
communicate like
Cool.
on a mental.
So, but none of us can hear
a
what you
deeper
guys.
level.
Yeah.
Non-verbal cues.
It's
We can't understand what
it
you're saying,
only
though.
just now got weird. It's been fine. So.
Yeah. For the last year and a
Okay,
half,
thanks.
everything has been totally fine. Then Beatum had to bring in the toes, and
Just that it's that crazy energy Janelle brings to the game.
Well,
go.
okay, so
Don't blame the sun Janelle.
No,
Brian and
absolutely.
Beatum just sit there making a little cage out of bones. So
Nice.
All right.
So,
Victor is very curious about Selvin and like her kind of survival skills and stuff like that. But I'm assuming she's so smooth that she just kind of disappears, even though he's kind of trying to spy on what she's doing. And then he just, because she's gone, he's kind of gone on guard duty, I guess, for this little bone cage building party. And it's just, I guess, keeping his ears peeled for sounds other than the normal weird sounds they've heard for half a day.
Does Selvin find anything? Okay.
Selvin, why don't you roll me a perception check as you are scouting out the area?
His first roll?
Oh wow, we got all the way to the break and haven't had a roll
Bless.
yet.
Bless.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
and
blessed.
first for Janelle.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Boom.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There we go, buddy.
Okay. So, as you are making way around the perimeter of the area, you don't find anything more suspicious than what you're used to on the Shadow Road, I guess. As you know, as what's always around you know, there are creatures about, there are shadows darting, there are things like that. But you don't find any other Shadow Fae. You don't find anybody else on the road or in your immediate area as far out as you would generally go if you're kind of scouting at a campsite.
Okay. She'll return. It'll probably be 20 minutes.
Okay. Once she returns, what are all of you doing? Are you setting a fire? Are you setting camp? Are you setting watch? I mean, it is evening, but it's not like midnight. You know what I mean? It's just about the end of the day.
does it get darker in the Shadow Fae, or does it
Not
just
really.
stay the same the entire time?
It pretty much just stays the same. You don't really notice much of a difference from day to night. As I said, Selvin clearly kind of was giving indications that the day is kind of wrapping up, and just in your general kind of messed up rhythms at this point, since you're all, many of you, well, no, not even many of you, pretty much just Cutter. I was going to say you're night shifters, but you have been on a day shift schedule for quite a while now, actually, as you have been exploring the areas outside of Morgau and Daresh. So no, to answer your question in a roundabout way, it does not get darker.
Beatum's still making a bone cage.
All right, still Bone and Brian. And the rest of you are doing what?
Are they toe bones?
Let's
It's
move
a
on.
tiny cage. Tiny cage.
Yeah, a little tiny cage.
Roll for tiny case.
For Tobin.
Roll
I mean-
for toe bones.
Victor is very much standing guard over whatever the hell's going on between Brian.
I was gonna say, can someone roll for toes in the chat, please?
That's not a good sign, Jake.
Sylvester, what are you doing?
Oh gosh. Daedalus, are you sitting
Sylvester's in the
lap?
chat.
There you go.
Oh man, Eric, we needed you, dude. We gave up all the good stuff.
Give up all the kisses for the toes. That's what ended up happening.
He would have lied to her for an hour and then made out with her.
Probably. Hey, all of you could have done that.
No.
Just saying. It was there for the taking.
Oh.
So as you're making camp, what are you doing?
Sullivan is assisting with setting things up. She says, I will take first watch.
May I take first watch with you, Sullivan? Friend Cutter here, he does not sleep very much, so he kind of stands guard most of the night anyways.
That's acceptable.
In order for us all to get rest, I think each one of us will have to take a turn separately. Victor.
Yes. Can I do? Normally, I fall asleep immediately because I am drained from using Chernobog's gifts. But we have had pretty easy day today. I sleep second, perhaps today.
I'll take the third watch. Dariana, will you take the sunrise watch?
Sure.
It is decided then. Please don't slit our throats while we sleep, new friend.
That would be a poor business decision.
You have not given
She
her rest
won't.
of gold yet.
Yes, if she tries to anything, Cutter, please kill her. But, I mean, I don't want that to happen, please.
She'll give you a side glance and a small smile and sit down with her back up against a tree and settle in.
Edom pulls a little bone cage from Brian and starts playing around with it and then settles down to go to sleep.
Okay, so who's on first watch?
Victor, Janelle.
Okay. So as you're sitting there, Victor and Selvin, Cutter slightly off in the distance doing what he does, his Daracool trance. What are you doing? Do you have a conversation? Do you just keep watch?
Selvin, if you do not mind me, I am very curious about where you live here. May I ask some questions?
You may ask them.
During my time here, we bring horses into Shadowfey and immediately destroy. Where would you get horses in your land?
Would I know where to get horses in the Shadow Realm?
In the Shadowfey? There's not really a whole lot of horses in the Shadowfey if you brought some. But if Victor recalls, they had 4 undead horses
Yes,
and did not bring them.
Didn't bring
Yeah.
them. Yeah. It seems like a cruel place. If we brought horses after we finish our job in Southlands, would horses survive, or is that not a good idea here in Shadowfell?
They may survive, or they may prove a useful distraction.
He doesn't say anything, but you can kind of see like he's a little disapproving for the first time today. He kind of views horses as his brothers, like they're almost family members. And then, if I kill something here in your land, perhaps as sacrifice, what are consequences? Like, are there rules for hunting in Shadowfey?
I would personally prefer you take the corpse away from the road. But other than that, are there any? No.
Not really. And thank you so much, Gwydion, for the raid. Could we get a shout out, please, for the raiders? Hello and welcome into the Dark Kingdoms. We are. This campaign is an evil campaign set in the world of Midgard, which is published by Kobold Press. Thank you so much for coming in and checking us out. To answer your question, no, there's not really rules per se. You also understand that the Shadowfey, there are factions within it, not to get too deep, whether it's for the Moonlit King or some other faction. Many Shadowfey on the road kind of claiming it as theirs or claiming certain factions to be. And also, the Shadow Roads and the Shadowfey themselves are a bit capricious. So what may offend one may not offend the other. So it really just kind of depends where you are, what section of the Shadow Road you're on, who may rule it, what member of the courts may hold sway in that area. You do remember that the Lady Bitmere that you ran into earlier asked you to halt in the name of the Moonlit King. So, to answer your question about hunting, I would say it would be like any other forest you may encounter, except that this one happens to be in shadow.
Okay.
I would prefer it to be taken away from the road. Entreating beasts to eat corpses near the road is not good for business.
Understood. What are you looking for as we're going down the road? Like, how do you keep us safe where we were not able to keep ourselves?
I imagine I understand the area as you do your city you are from.
Well, I am from more of a grassland called the Ruthenian Plains, but I do very much understand what you're comparing. I will be quiet now, but I appreciate you sharing this information.
You are welcome. So, back.
So as you have your conversation and kind of get back to kind of watching, why don't each of you roll me a perception check?
And mine will have disadvantage.
Oh yes, you always get to roll perception because you are always there and aware.
Ooh.
Dang, fire, is that you, Sisla? Oh, she gets a blue card. Yeah?
Are we doing blue cards for guests? Sure, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
All right. So, for those that are unaware, could we get an exclamation point luck in the chat, please? For those that are unaware, we use the Nord Games luck deck. I believe now it's called the Fate and Fortunes. That's what I always want to say, Fate and Follies, but it's Fate and Fortunes deck. Basically, on any non-combat roll except for initiative, if you roll a nat 20, you get a card that may help you. And if you roll a nat 1, you get a card that may, in fact, hurt you. If you want to keep track of this, your blue card, you get a plus 1d8 after making a saving throw.
That's awesome.
Good one. That is a good one. So clearly, with your perception check, you get a good sense around you, which makes sense that you, of all the people, would roll the highest. And you sense nothing more than you saw as you were exploring around the campsite earlier. Again, the normal kind of sounds of the forest, the chittering, the darkness, the kind of pervasive heaviness of the shadow is all around you. But you don't appear to notice anything. And as you and Victor kind of sit now in silence after your conversation, your watch comes to an end.
You wake me up?
Yeah.
Okay. Beatum rises groggily and takes his watch.
All right. So as Selvin and Victor kind of lay down for their evening's rest, Beatum rises. Looking around the campsite, you see Dariana and Brian, I assume, cuddled up together. Cutter trancing off to the side, Selvin and Victor laying down. What are you doing? What do you do?
Beatum kind of fiddles with his bone cage while he scans around. Basically, that's it. He just kind of stands up every now and then and like looks around, does like a little walk around everybody, real nice and slow. resists the urge to light up some Requiem.
You resist the urge to
Yeah.
light up some Requiem?
Maybe after my watch is done.
Maybe after the watch.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
scrape a little resin and...
Gotcha. So, as you're making your way kind of, it sounds like just kind of fiddling around on the watch. Why don't you roll me a perception check?
Okay. Just a flat perception. Oh,
Perfect.
great. Great.
Do you want to bless that? Did anyone use a bless on their last rolls? Okay, I'm not tracking here, so that's cool.
I'm not sure that the max I would get is a 6th. Why not? We're gonna bless it. Just
I
in
was
case.
joking, but if you want to bless it, you go for it.
No, not in this. I'm not gonna bless it too. I'm gonna fail. Somebody's gonna sneak up
Okay.
on me and smack me in the back of the head.
Yeah, probably a good idea. So, did you actually bless it?
No,
Oh, gotcha.
that's just
Okay.
what I rolled with a D20.
Gotcha. Sorry. So you continue to kind of like tinker around in the area. And as you do, at some point you end up sitting down and kind of getting bored of this, and that desire to smoke the Requiem kind of kicks in, and instead of really paying attention to what's going on around you, you're thinking of that Requiem. You're just like, oh man, as soon as this watch is over, I'm smoking some drugs. Can we get a don't do drugs in chat, please? And as you're sitting there debating, kind of arguing with yourself about that, you kind of notice around you the darkness seems to be pressing in on you. Eventually, it becomes almost impossible to see more than a couple of feet. It's been shadow all evening, but now it seems dark.
Hey Ryan, should I roll a
wait.
perception too? Every watch, or
You can.
okay?
Beat
Suddenly
him?
the darkness pushes even closer. Let's see what
Beat
his
him
roll is.
will pull. Oh, dang! Pulls a card from his cloak and prepares to throw down some magic killy if something steps out of the darkness.
That darkness is suddenly pushing even closer towards you. Cutter, you notice kind of around Beatum that darkness is filling the space as well. But all you see is this kind of rolling darkness over Beatum, to the point now you don't even see him there at all. And Beatum, looking into this darkness, this card in your hand, it appears to coalesce into several vaguely humanoid shapes with these long, ragged claws. And as a little bit of light actually sifts through this darkness, you realize that all of these humanoid shadows are connected by a great mass of flowing darkness. And this flowing darkness reaches out towards you.
Beatum squeals, and he's actually gonna cast lightning at it.
Yes. And as you begin to cast that spell, before it's able to go off and the hand reaches towards you, I need you all to roll initiative.
Yeah,
Yep.
baby.
Yeah.
Press on our tokens.
Okay. Token.
Nice.
Nine-Inch Dungeons.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, Jables, the wild Sisla did appear quite earlier. So, let's...
Can I bless this? I'm gonna bless this to try and get a little bit further up. Is that alright?
I don't know if we ever really talked about...
Okay then. Never mind.
But why not? Sure, go for it.
One extra. Oh.
I like the music.
So, yes. So as you get ready to cast your spell, from all around you, you see
Good.
this. These massive shadowy shapes with these humanoid figures with these shadowy claws reaching out. Some actually separates from the main body of this creature. When you turn around, there's another pile of shadow behind you. And these other shadows rise up, these humanoids detaching themselves from the mass. And let's look at the initiative roll. I just need to roll his or theirs. I will roll the creature as one, and then all the shadows as one, so it's not just like 7 things going off at once. So for the creature, too many things on too many levels. We are going to roll. Wow, that's awful.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That
even
is-
lower than you, huh, Peter?
And for the other things, for the shadows that are surrounding you, that will be
Ooh.
much better. All right. Descending order. So, some of you are not, well, Sylvester's not here. How did he roll a 25? Is this what everybody rolled? Seriously? Oh, some of these
Yeah.
guys aren't even here. There's 2 Darianas. What did you roll?
That's not what I
I only
see.
see one. I only
Yeah, I
see one
only
for
Darian is a
everybody.
9.
There was one at
9.
13 and one at 9. All right.
seeing double.
You
Kilora's
see something we don't
gone.
see.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I cleared it from last time. So, Victor, you got a 26?
No, 19.
Okay, yeah. So, some of these, and Beat 'em, you did not get a 24, correct?
I have a 10. Or an
gonna roll for
11,
Brian.
actually.
And Cutter, you did not get a 23.
No, I got a 16.
And Brian got a 17.
Oh wait, I think I always get advantage on.
Thanks, sir.
Gosh, when we'd go 2 hours without combat, it becomes. So,
Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna roll again because I get advantage.
so some of you are currently not awake. On Beat'em's turn, he might be able to. He will do his squeal to awaken you. But to start, the shadows reach in, and right as you're about to cast that spell and pull that card out, the shadows actually scratch out and lash out towards you. So
Okay.
does a
Mhm.
15 hit you, sir?
Yes, my AC is a whopping 12. So
Fantastic. So as this shadow slashes out towards you, you feel this clawing across you. And you will take 8 points of damage as this shadowy ragged claw drags across you.
You rolled a 1 and got an 8. Okay, I see it now, though.
Oh, and it looks like Grand Eldritch. Thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Who's getting that bless?
Yep. Yeah,
Ryan?
Amerison. All of these were done by Jason and Jess. So, yeah, thank you very much. We absolutely love the filters.
All right. And right as we're getting started here, Dariana will get another bless because 13 is not enough.
Ryan, I had a
Lucky
weird
f-
question.
Thank
yeah, what's up?
you.
There was a false life that you told me to put in my notes for the next combat. Like that I got at the end of our last session. It was like a weird thing where like somebody put a false life on Victor when we were at a combat.
Yes, you still have false life, though.
Yeah,
But
you
I'm
still have
not
one.
sure how it works though. Like, what
Okay,
happens?
so false life, you get to roll, I believe it's 1d4 plus 9.
Okay. After I wake up.
Yes. You get 1d4 plus 9 temporary hit points. So
Gotcha.
basically, you'll use your 9 temporary hit points before you take normal damage.
Yeah. Okay.
So with a necromantic facsimile of life. Thank you so much, Grant Eldritch. So as the battle begins, you take that damage, and not only do you take that damage, your strength score is reduced by 1.
Oh, great. So now I'm at a 7 instead of an 8. Fantastic. This is going to get real bad.
Real fast, while the other 4 shadows also lash out at you.
Mm-hmm.
21's gonna hit. Ooh, I think the nat 1 is going to miss. Hey, thank you so much for your Prime, Amerison. I really appreciate that. And as a little bit of a, we'll say with this critical failure, since all of these creatures are technically separate but together, that the rest of the shadows miss their strikes against you after the next one, because of this creature's critical fail on you. So you will only take, from the other one that hit you, another 7 points of damage, and lose an additional point from your strength score. You get the feeling, knowing some of these kind of creatures, if your strength score drops to 0, you might die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Victor, you are not awake yet. Selvin, had you stayed awake?
Sort of.
Sort of. We'll say you're slightly. Roll me a d20. Just a flat d20. Okay, so you had kind of slept with one eye open. I only asked this question because I got a secret GM roll earlier for perception. So my assumption with Selvin was that she was kind of keeping an eye on her charges. You notice this shadow start to form and you understand what it is. So with that one eye open, kind of watching out for Beatum as he was on watch, You bound to your feet. And what would you like to do?
I will go up to the large one and attack it twice with my longsword.
Okay, so you are attacking the main bulk of whatever this large shadow creature is. And why don't you roll me a nature or history check as well? And what is it that you rolled?
I roll nature.
What's the number that you rolled?
20. Nat.
What?
Fudge.
2 in a row.
That's the second. I was gonna say
Fire!
the anti beat him
Best neighbor
after
ever.
his 3 1s in a row. So you know that this creature in front of you, it's a creature you've seen before and feared before as well, is an overshadow. While common shadows may be fearsome undead in their own right, an overshadow is terrible darkness that threatens all life it encounters. It is a creation of great misery and hope dying in the dark. It forms from travelers becoming lost or massively hopeless, fearful moments. And as these, as people die to this kind of psychic trauma of this death, whether it's a mass death or a gathering of deaths, the overshadow will come in and almost harvest them into itself. And that is why it has these kind of humanoid shadows kind of reaching out of it. And it feeds on fear. So you are aware of what it is as you go in for the attack. So on your first attack roll, what are you doing? And go ahead and roll for me.
24 to hit. Can I make 2 attacks and I can do, it's versatile, so I can do two-handed, correct?
Yes.
So the first one is a 24, and she does 12 damage. Non-magical. The second one is a 22 to hit, and she does 7 damage. Non-magical.
7 damage. So as your blade slashes into this creature, you get the sense that there is a bit of resistance. It meets a little bit of resistance, but not as much as you think you should as your blade slashes through.
I will call out magic only, and I will use my bonus action to Misty Step. Oh wait, no, oh yeah. I will use my bonus action to Misty Step away.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take your 10s, not your 7s. It's kind of ridiculous that you're doing less damage with the two-handed. It's the same concept as a crit. It makes no sense that you're doing less damage when you're two-hand swinging it. So anytime you guys do versatile, I'll just take the higher damage one. That's a little love for you guys, the players, while I kill you with shadows. So that's 20 points of damage, you think.
Okay. And then she will move to a slightly further away location, but trying to raise the rest of the party.
Gotcha. So do you shout out to them or what?
Magical hits are best.
Okay. So you'll see if that wakes you on your turns. Cutter, what had you rolled for your perception check on this event?
It was a 20. Hang on, let me scroll back.
Oh,
up.
plenty. That's fine. So
yeah, it was 26 and a 27. So there you go.
Yeah. So in your trance, oh yeah, you had already noticed this kind of shadow forming, and suddenly, as this shadow would kind of envelop Beatum, parts of it almost like disperse as these two large, kind of massive shadow forms eject these humanoids around them, and you see this. And what are you gonna do?
I want to run through here.
Okay.
Grab Beatum.
Okay.
And then disengage out as a bonus action.
Okay, so carrying Beat 'em, your movement will be halved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll say you can get to there.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
I don't weigh that much.
Yeah, but I mean, Cutter's only like 1 metric dude. He's not, he's not like your companion / like Bjorn keeper.
The Bjorn, the keeper of the Bjorn.
Yes. / ride most of the time. So we'll say that's your turn then. That is your action to kind of pick up, beat him, and carry him. Your bonus action to disengage. So as you see this happen, you actually dive through this darkness. You actually go right between these shadows, right past the massive things. And as you enter this kind of area that's enclosed, you see nothing but darkness around you. You pick up Beat 'em by the back of his shirt, pull him up into your arms, tuck him under his arms like a football. And as these hands are reaching out towards you, you're able to duck and dodge and roll your way out of this enclosing darkness, Beat 'em in hand, rising to turn around and see it roiling towards you. Let me actually do this so I know where I'm at. Beat 'em. As you suddenly feel yourself, the strength draining from you as these ragged, shadowy hands drag through your body. Suddenly, you're wrenched up off the ground, and you just feel yourself bouncing as someone runs with you, rolls, and turns around, and you suddenly realize that you're kind of like belly to the ground, arm underneath you, look up, and you see Cutter had actually pulled you from this darkness. You go back, you look back towards this shadow, and what do you do?
Put me down, and I wriggle out of Cutter's arms, hopefully.
You're welcome.
And then I'm going to shift positions. So, let's see here. Right there. Okay. And then he's going to use that card, which he still had held in his hand, and he's going to unleash a level 4 lightning bolt. I'm just going to draw a line real quick from me to, like, let's see here, there, and everything within 5 feet of it has to make, that line has to make a dexterity 17 saving throw, or take 96 lightning damage, or half as much on a successful save. So would you say that this one would be in my path? Or am I only hitting these 4?
Yeah, I would say... fuck it, sure. Why not?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So these 5 to the side here needs to make a DC what check?
A 17 dexterity saving throw.
17 dex. Okay, so I'll do the 2 big boys first. So the bottom one fails. The top one fails. And then the 3 shadow boys
yeah.
fail. Fail and succeed. No, wait, didn't I see a 17 pop up somewhere? Yes.
Yes,
Okay, then it rolled
17.
again. Yes.
Okay.
So as
Here we
as
go.
this lightning races out of the card, it strikes these shadows that try to shrink out of the way, but it still arcs out and actually through all of them except for this boy here at the end. No, actually, the guy that you wanted to hit. That's the one that you missed.
Okay. So 31 to everyone that failed, and then 15 to the one that saved.
Okay. So the lightning seems to arc and strike all of them, but you, as it hits, it kind of fizzles against the shadow. It seems to take some damage from the lightning. Some of the shadow seems to like disappear from the light of it. but it recoalesces relatively quickly.
Oh, frick.
So, as I said, it does appear to take some damage.
Frick. Okay. Okay. That's my turn.
But maybe not quite the damage that you think it would be taking. All right. Dariana, roll me a perception check, please. So, as you're laying there, you initially kind of hear this squeak, this squeal almost. You don't know if it's a small animal or, I don't know, it's weird that there'd be a baby screaming in the Shadow Fae. But that kind of wakes you slightly, and then you hear this voice call out that says, like, magic attacks work best. And that you know, that first initial squeak was enough to kind of wake you up. And then once you hear that sound, you realize that you are under attack by something. You roll over away from Brian and see this massive shadowy forms and these shadowy shapes reaching out. And as you watch, you suddenly see this lightning bolt just strike through all of them and beat them standing down on the road. What are you going to do? You're prone to start.
Okay. I am going to nudge Brian. Would that be an action?
It's a free action. I'll say he's an object that you interact with.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of like push Brian a little, and then I'm gonna jump up. And I guess I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
And I'm gonna twin it.
All right.
So I'm going to try to cast it at these two big guys, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the first one.
Yeah.
So which one's the first bolt going to? The top guy or the bottom guy? The one that's by beat him or the one that's farther away?
Do I bless it at the top guy?
Okay. I'll just go ahead and bane it so then you don't need to worry about it.
What? That means I have to bless it.
Right.
You only have 11. I mean, you might run out.
You have 14.
So you currently have a 13 right now.
I roll amazing.
Okay.
No, I'm
Are you
gonna
blessing
roll
it?
shit.
Yeah, I blessed it.
All right. So you are
Oh, you
down to
canceled
10 blesses. So it
man.
cancels out. So 15. So with that first strike, the fire seems to just pierce through this shadowy creature. You hear almost this dark, like, emanate from it. But once again, it seems to be injured almost more by the light of the fire than by the fire itself. It appears to be hurt, but not take as much damage as you think it should. Why don't you roll the damage that it does take, though?
I think it was 15. Right?
That was the 15
wait.
hit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So just hit the thing in it all.
It's weird.
Down to 8.
Sweet. Wait, what?
Did you
Wait.
cast Eldritch Blast? No.
No. Sorry.
No worries.
What the heck is happening? Okay, here we go.
All right, 14 points of damage. All right, and then with your twin, what was the other bolt going to?
The other big boy. So
All
I
right,
guess
why
the bottom one.
don't you roll that? Yep.
Let's just do this. There we go. Okay, nothing happened. There we go.
Okay, so an 11.
Poop. I mean, I guess I'll bless it.
I mean, I don't need. I can just, as long as I do it before you bane it or bless it, then it doesn't matter when I do it. It's not like a fight.
No, I know, but
No.
it's definitely not going to hit if I don't try to bless it. Right?
So you're gonna bless it as well. Okay, down to single digits. I don't know, guys. Good exclamation point XP in the chat. Let's
I'm
see
just
what
gonna go
I
ham.
get. Slash roll 1d4. So 3-1, so it's +2. So you got an 11 plus 2, which is the 13, which just barely misses. So as the firebolt flies past the bottom shadow, you're kind of surprised at how little damage the top one takes. And as the second beam goes out, it's able to kind of just drop its dark form out of the way of the firebolt. And then, yeah. Is that it for your turn?
I guess I'll like step further away, kind of like behind here.
Hey, thank you, Jesse. Dariana, you are back up to double digits. Thanks for
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Can we get an exclamation point Jables in the chat, please? Gotta stay above them double digits. It is now these creatures' turns. It's the big boys. The big boy is going to move down towards Beatum. And this
I regret everything.
shadowy form is going to reach out and try to envelop over top. Not once, but twice. As it appears to almost like strike out with its shadow. The first is an 11, which I think misses you.
Just misses me, yes.
Just misses. But as you kind of like dodge back in surprise, as the shadow kind of roils towards you, a tendril of it is able to reach out and smack you, and you will now take
I'll beat them.
an additional 10 points of damage, and you feel your strength drain once again.
Okay. Great.
The other one is going to move towards Selvin. Ooh, that's a nice speed I have. Right to there. And after you had called out, suddenly the shape roils towards you as well. Just moving darkness across the ground. And it is going to take not one, but two shadowy swipes against you as well. First one will be an 11. The second one will be a 12. I believe both of them miss you. So again, you are aware of this creature. You're aware of its actions and its attacks. And you're able to kind of anticipate what it will do to you and able to dodge out of its shadowy grasp. Brian, Bri, what is your son, the blood elemental, doing?
Bri is going to he's gonna come over here and he's gonna slam attack this guy.
Slam attack the shadow. Okay.
I mean, he can't. That's all I can do.
Oh, I wasn't saying. I was just saying that is what he's doing. Yep.
Oh,
You do.
it sounded a little shady.
I
That's
apologize.
not a shadow joke either.
I have resting shade
Dad
voice.
joke.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I made this. Hopefully it works.
Did you just crit with your
Critical
shade?
slam.
Critical slam.
So as the blood elemental just
Okay.
surges to its feet, it squishes across the ground towards the shadow and smashes down on it. And is that that's your critical, the damage?
No, I don't think so. This is just like I made a button in Roll20 that would roll a d20 and then
And then 2d8 plus 3?
yeah.
So yeah, so it's a total of 8 damage plus 16, plus 19, because your crit base damage is 19 plus your 8. So 19 plus 8 is 27 damage as he strikes down with his big bloody hands onto this shadow creature. So 27 points of damage. It appears to, again, kind of sink down into the shadow, but the shadow is able to actually, keep its form. And is still standing resolute before the blood elemental.
Okay. That is Brian's turn.
Didn't you say you had multi-attack?
That was. Oh, wait. Was that just one?
That was just
slam
your
attack?
first attack, right?
That was
Oh,
just one.
snap.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, Brian slams again.
Back of dice.
Does 14 hit?
14 hits, and as he raises his bloody mitts up again and strikes down
Oh,
on the
wait.
shadow,
Is that 13 or 14?
14.
No, it's 14. Okay. Sorry.
to their rolls. The
Oh,
first
no,
one
it rolled
was
damage.
a 13,
That was a 2d8 plus 3. It was a weird one.
is a 14. Yeah, it rolls the attack and the damage. So it's a 13 with the 14 points of damage.
Oh,
And,
blessing it. Blessing it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know someone's going to throw you another. Woohoo!
So 9. Hey, we don't know. It's always a gift from the chat. So that is a 16, and as these bloody mitts come down and strike that shadow again, and it just appears to just dissipate and fade away into the darkness.
Ooh.
There you go. And now it is the shadow's turn. Victor, you are still asleep, or at least prone on the ground.
Yeah, he'll have advantage. Ugh.
Yeah, this shadow is going to come over and strike at you with advantage.
Oh. Good thing he wore that loud armor.
Yeah. So as this shadowy shape glides over towards you and reaches down to try to pull the strength from you, you're actually just barely awake enough to kind of see the darkness in front of you and roll out of its way. These three are going to come down and attack the creature that had just taken the tiny meaty morsel from its grasp. And all three of these are going to strike at Cutter. And your AC will be a -2 as they reach out towards you, because you are flanked by them. 7, as the first shadow swipes at you, you're able to dodge out of the way. 20 as the second shadow strikes.
What I want to do is I want to use a reaction.
Okay.
I want to use my Wall of Flashing Steel, which
Okay.
I spend 2 prowess points and I roll an attack roll. And if that exceeds my AC, that's my AC for the rest of the session. Or the rest
God,
of my
wouldn't it
till
suck
my
if I
next turn.
baned that and made your AC 4 points lower?
Well, no, I know. So I could still not So I'm -2, right? You said.
Oh, only while you're flanked. Only why because there's 2 on either side of you. So if you
Oh,
step
gotcha.
back, your AC wouldn't be a -2. It's only because you're
Alright,
currently
well.
flanked.
I'm gonna bless the shit out of this probably.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bait you for this.
I'll try. I'll bless it because my AC is 18.
So you
I
could potentially get to a 19.
Could
Yeah.
potentially.
Do you
get
have
to
a blue card that might help you as well?
Let me look. I might. So I did not make it. I have no blue cards, or I have nothing listed under the luck cards.
Yeah, so you don't. So you're...
So I'm what did I get? An 18?
Yeah, you got an 18. So you just met your...
Okay. Yeah.
And that's a reaction?
That's a reaction.
Okay. So the second one hits you, and the third one... is gonna miss. So only one of them actually hits you, but it is going to do. Are you resistant to any type of damage?
Yes. 1 second. I'm necrotic. Hang on. Let's see.
Well, that's what's important. So as
That's what's
this
important? Okay.
shadowy thing wraps onto you, you do feel the strength drain from you. You lose 1 point off of your strength score, and you take a total of 2 points of damage.
Okay. Can you do temporary strength somewhere?
No,
I've just been keeping a note of it on.
Just keep a
yeah.
note
The
of
only
it? Okay.
yeah. If you
Click
but
on
if
it.
you have a
You can say other modifier and say -1 and then change that.
Okay.
but yeah, the only reason it really matters is if you lose 2 points and it would actually reduce your attack, it does reduce your attack if you use strength as a strength-based attack.
Which I don't, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that is all the shadows that are currently up. Victor, as you kind of rolled away from the shadow that kind of tried to swarm over you and drain your strength, you are currently prone, but I will say that you are awake. And what are you doing?
I believe to stand have to use half speed. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Victor stands. It looks like he's engaged with this guy right now, essentially. Like if I moved right now. Okay. So he was dreaming about horses. Like he had talked to Selvin about horses, and he's got this crazy like Fey horse spell called Sudden Stampede. And he can cast the Sudden Stampede like 30 feet away from him, and it's a 10-foot wide line, and it goes for 60 feet. I'm hoping like his thing since the Master of Visions has been all about Beedum, like where's Beedum, protecting Beedum. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to I think you can see this. Let me pull this over here. Actually, I guess I could I'll put show to others. I'd like to like cast it like where it does like a line where it takes my guy out and Beedum's guy out and possibly the guy next to Cutter. And it's like a 60-foot stampede of horses. So like what I was thinking was that it's cooler if they disappear into the trees. So I was thinking like start it like down here and they make a 10-foot wide, like they're Fey creatures. So I'll plop it up there in the and I'm assuming he's pretty pissed too now that things have gotten a little crazy. There we go. So it's a DC 16 dexterity save for 3 of the guys, like the guy that tried to kill me.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So big guy and the 2 little guys. So big guy on his dex save succeeds. He's able to dodge his shadowy form out of the way of this stampede of Fey horses.
So he takes half.
Okay. And then
It's not prone.
Gotcha. The other 2 shadow boys, that is one by Cutter fails, and the one by you fails.
Nice.
So did you guys see those rolls? My roll 20 is saying that.
Yeah, the connection got interrupted. Like
I don't see him. Yeah.
I've got to reconnect
yeah.
mine.
Okay, so it's a roll 20 thing. It's not a me thing.
Yeah, it's roll
Gotcha.
20. Oh, that sucks. That didn't knock over the
Sketch
guy.
Chris. Sketch
Oh
risk?
yeah, can we get an exclamation point sketch risk in the chat, please?
Yeah, sketch risk.
Do I need to
And-
refresh as well, or is it going to come back?
Why don't we all just kind of refresh the roll
Yeah.
20?
Okay.
Um,
Because I'm just saying, because I'm broadcasting, so.
oh,
And-
now
It's
why don't
gonna-
you?
I did it
Oh, no,
during
I can
the
see
Pharaoh
yours in the
stream,
top
and
left.
it was pretty.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy just to, do a refresh on it. Works just
I'm
fine.
coming back. Woohoo!
Baby, come back.
Any kind of
Shadows
cool
come
thing.
back, or sunlight come back in this
I can't
case.
live without you. Okay. So it looks like, and so the guy next to Cutter is prone. The guy next to me is prone. Everyone kind of heard him scream like "Moi brotia," which is like my brothers in Korean.
Okay.
These horses kind of appear like shimmering out of nowhere, and then they're fey creatures, and they're just galloping, stomping. They stomp down the one by Cutter. They don't fully. They give like half damage to the big dude. I guess he's so big that they had a tough time with him, and then knocks down the guy next to me. And then even since that guy's prone, he would not. If I move now, he would not have a opportunity attack on me.
What's the total damage right now?
Oh, so it should have. The way it looked like it rolled. Gosh, everything disappeared.
Yeah, I was gonna say it rolled. So if we can't find it, you can just re-roll the damage.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so it's I think 60. Okay, here we go. So 35. or half
35.
for the big guy.
Okay, so this shadow is just completely, as the horses strike into it, just bursts against the horses actually, and
Nice.
completely disappears. And this guy here, same thing. As the shadow, as these fake creatures run through it, it just bursts against the side of one of the horses, and just fades away into the darkness. And you said big guy takes half damage because
Takes
he's
half of that.
seated.
Yep. And then
Right.
my priority is beat him, so I'm gonna move my 15 towards him.
And this, what kind of damage does it do?
So it's called bludgeoning on the.
Okay.
So, do you want me to slap the spell up in there?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Okay. But it's like like a magical fey bludgeoning, I guess.
It's math. Can we get some it's math in the chat?
Yeah, baby.
All right.
And so I'm gonna move.
Oh,
in like
did we not get a? Oh, he put He got
5.
the
10, 15.
bunch of those in there. Bam. It's math. So it's dead and you moved. All right. Selvin, you have one of these massive overshadows looming over top of you. What are you gonna do?
Did she think she may have been a little bit quick with the saying magic is good? Was she correct?
I guess hit it with
Don't
magic
know.
and find out. Yeah.
Hi, Jables.
Hey, good night, Jables. Hey, for everyone in chat that doesn't follow Jables, please hop over and follow him. He is one of the just most amazing members of our community, the hype man of all of the just web of communities that we're a part of. So please go check him out. He's a wonderful, wonderful human being. So, Selvin, what are you doing?
She's going to attack it twice with her longsword.
Okay.
She's rolling really well today. Okie dokie. A 26 and a 25.
26 and a 25 will both hit.
Okay. So for some reason I didn't show up on the second one to roll. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Well, that is 14 plus 7 damage. Slashing.
Okay, what's our total damage here? 21 points of damage?
Yes.
21 points of slashing damage.
And
All
she's
right.
going to circle around so at least the other people can see where she is.
Gotcha.
Although
Okay,
not
so
with
you
range.
almost kind of appear out of this shadowy darkness as
Fancy.
this cloud is like enveloping you. Cutter, surrounded by one less shadow now. What are you doing?
I'm going to attack this one with my half sword of the Margrave.
Okay, which one was that? The top one or the right one?
Oh, fuck. The top one. And I will
Okay.
bless that.
You will bless it. Okay.
So
So
15?
a 15 to hit. That'll do it. Let me remember to take off one of your blesses.
it's the 1d8, so
12.
one-handed beat two-handed. So 11.
So just go with the 11. I'm not even worried about that. So the guy above you, he is not one of the ones that had been previously injured. So you, all right, you slash through with your half sword of the Margrave. Again, it bites slightly into the shadowy form, but also goes the whole way through. And what else are you gonna do?
And then I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
To here.
All right.
And end my
Wonderful. Beat him. With the overshadowing you. What are you going to do?
Beaton is going to disengage and run like a fragile scaredy cat.
Your whole 25 feet?
Yep.
That's how stubby legs go.
Yeah, he basically
There you
runs
go.
over behind Brian, like, or not Brian, from Victor, like, save me.
Nice, fantastic. Dariana, as you see Beatum just chucking away from this shadow out towards Victor and Brian, what are you doing?
I am going to step out from behind here and that guy's kind of far, but that's okay. Okay. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast, and I'm twinning
Right.
it. So 3 beams go to top big boy, and 3 beams go to bottom big boy.
Okay. Oh yeah, Eldritch Blast is like 1,000,000 feet. I was gonna count and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
If
3
I
beams to
have-
top boy, 3 beams to bottom boy. All right.
yeah. And I have spell sniper, so it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. Spells. Why is this being weird? There we go.
In a weird night.
Jeez, I am not rolling great. I feel like I should bless it.
If you don't remember what hit before, it's up to you.
No, it
On the
hit,
big
it
boy?
hit like on a 14 on the other
Oh
one.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, not blessing it.
Okay.
And I think that I just rolled 1d10, so I need to roll 2 more.
because it's 3 beams, right? So it's 3d10 on it.
Yeah, because I twinned it, so 3
So,
goes to
yeah.
each.
So 25 points of damage. And as these Eldritch Blasts, describe your Eldritch Blasts again. Are they like a white light or?
I honestly don't think I've ever cast Eldritch Blast that I can remember.
How do you even have Eldritch Blast?
That's a great question. It was
Oh, yeah. You
some
had
kind
like
of something that let me have a cantrip from someone from a different class.
some type of something gave you something with the thing, and then you got it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
So,
I
yeah,
know
no,
exactly what thing you're.
Yeah. I do actually remember us talking about that. So,
Mhm.
so that's 25 points of damage, and as each of these blasts,
think
why don't you
mine's red.
describe? I was gonna say it's got to be fucking red.
Yeah, it's like red and kind of looks bloody.
Bloody. So basically, it's just like you're just shooting like red blobs of blood
Like
out that like
glowing
splatter against.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. On brand. And as each of these things like strikes, they actually look like they strike the thing itself and don't really dissipate through it and actually strike the thing, and you hear it actually like scream out again in its dark, kind of way, and all 3 just hit this thing. Don't you need to do an attack roll for each beam though?
Do I if it's the same target?
I think it's
Yeah.
still it's
I
a
do?
yeah, it's a different beam. So yeah, just go ahead and roll 2 more attacks, and we'll just keep the damage if they hit.
Okay. Would it beat that? Did that work? Oh no! One definitely didn't hit.
Man, roll 20.
Did I get 2 ones?
No, you
No,
got a 3 and a 1. So what do you want to do
Wow.
with those?
Wait, so on
So you got an 8 and a 10.
yeah, the 10 I'm gonna blast for
Alright.
sure.
Do it.
Oh!
Wow, can we get some blesses in the
Yes!
chat, please? Can we drop some blesses in the chat?
I am dropping blesses tonight, that's for sure.
So I
Careful,
think
you
you
might
used
run out.
2.
Thank you for everyone that has ever given me a bless.
You're down to like 6 blesses.
Hey, it's been worth it.
But Jason, I think I accidentally took one of your blesses away instead of Jason's. Or Jason, I took one of yours instead of Jess's earlier.
It's
He
alright.
can-
I
he
got
can
plenty to
take it.
spare. I got plenty to spare.
Yeah, so it looks like. Why does it still show you as 12, Jason?
I don't know. That's you're in control.
That's Jess. This is Jason. I look at the bless. I check out the settings. Oh, you do. So I open up her. So you have 12, and Jess is actually down to. Okay, this thing is fucking up. Settings 7. Yep. So you're down to 7 actually. That's what happened. And 14 is just enough to strike this creature. So that final one, that 10 points of damage does it. So you do a total of, it looks like 18 points of force damage. So let's just plus a 7 back on there. But it does look as if it does do the damage you think it should do with your Eldritch Blast on this creature. So why don't you roll me the 3 attacks with the 3d10 damage for the bottom creature now.
Okay.
All right, 26 is definitely going to hit the first one. 10 damage as another bloody blast strikes this creature.
Okay.
22 will definitely
These are
hit.
better.
Another blood splatters across the shadowy shape. And a 15 will hit as well for an additional 5. You're just ticking away at this thing with these bloody eldritch blasts. Is there anything else you're going to do?
I'm gonna hide again.
Switch it up a little bit.
And I think that's it.
All right, and now it is Big Beef Boy's turns. This one is going to just take 2 strikes at Selvin as it kind of tries to overwhelm her with its... Come on, roll 20. Thank you.
My connection to Roll20 is
It's like going
Yeah,
in
come
and
on.
It's been
You got
rough
D&D
tonight.
to play, roll
It's not-
20.
the Wi-Fi so good.
So this will be... I think I rolled too low on the last one trying to hit you. 2 attacks. A 17 and a 14. I believe the 17 is going to hit, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you are struck with what looks to be this amount of damage. It'll be 15 points of... Did I? Yeah, 15 points of damage. And you feel the strength drain away from you as you are strength drained. So
How many strength?
oh, just 1. It's really 1d4, but I've been nice to all of you all night. I am a merciful god. You the other one is actually going to move towards Victor and do 2 of the
Victor-
shadowy strikes.
And Victor's going to use a spell called Unlock on that. It's a reaction. He's going to scream the Kariv word, Perkotza, and it's going to give this guy disadvantage on the attack.
On all the attacks or just the first one?
Well, let's read it. Cast a spell when the target makes an attack roll, saving throw, or ability skill check with a swift curse, Perkotza. You bring misfortune to the target's endeavor. It says the affected creature has a disadvantage on the roll, so I would think just the first one.
Okay. So on the 14, he now has a 12. So the first attack misses. As you call out to it, the shadow actually recoils from you slightly, unsure of what you're saying. And the second attack is an 18. Does that hit you?
It actually just misses.
Oh, you have a 19?
Yeah, I have crazy AC because of the shield
Oh, what shield?
armor. I have that.
Oh,
goblin
you have the
shield and
shield.
armor.
Yeah. Why did I give you a goblin shield?
I don't know, but Lucan was generous that day.
Gotcha. So you're able to first call out towards this creature to make it kind of hesitate and miss you the first time. And the second time it reaches in, you actually bring up that goblin shield and its shadowy form kind of crashes against it. You're kind of pushed back by it, but it isn't able to kind of get around the shield and reach in towards you. Brian, you are up.
I need to step away for just a few moments.
Absolutely.
Brian is going to come down here next to Victor and slam attack this big shadow boy.
Nice.
Gotcha.
You can't flank
All
something that big, though, huh?
I mean, yes. Actually, yeah, you can.
Oh.
So we're flanking, I guess.
I mean, if you want to flank, you could push him
Yeah, put him on the other side.
like there.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah,
Thank you,
he'll do
Brian.
that.
All right, 11 points of slam damage.
Yes.
All right. This time, though, again, you
Slamage.
see his hands actually kind of pierce through the shadow, not doing quite the damage that your Eldritch Blast did on the first attack. And how about the second attack?
Oh no. It goes through, I guess, and doesn't do anything, or it misses
Alright.
somehow.
Yep, absolutely. So as it gets struck from behind by the first blow from Brian, it actually just retreats. The whole shadow just pulls back from the second slam. It is now these Shadow Boys' turn. So these Shadow Boys, well, he's going to come here. And he's going to come here, and they're actually both going to make attacks on Brian. So with the first attack from this guy, and Brian has a -2 to his AC right now. It'll be a 21 on the first one. And it'll be a nat 1 on the second one. So on the first one, Brian will 10 points of damage and lose 1 point off of his strength.
Okay. No, I don't think we ever reset his hit points.
I don't think we did. What does he have, 75 or 100?
I don't have my sheet on me. I mean, we can
Let's
say
call it-
75 for now.
We'll call it 75 for right now. Yep. All right. That is the Shadows' turns. Victor, as all of these... What's up?
I was just saying my screen is reloading.
Oh, okay. No worries.
It's back. It's back.
All right. So as all of these shadows are kind of coalescing and dashing and dodging and just roiling across the darkness of the Shadow Road, what are you doing?
Okay. So I think he's right there. He's got the Mace of Destruction, and he's got the, he's feeling pretty good about the shield. And so he is just going to take a swipe at this big old boy. And then I guess he has flanking, hopefully, because of Brian.
Yeah, he does.
Okay,
Yeah, so
cool.
this thing has a -2 to its AC.
Cool. Awesome. So here we go.
Yeah,
So-
16 will hit. So the Mace of Destruction strikes down into
Cool.
this thing.
And so it should do like 3d6 plus a bunch of stuff. So that's not correct there about so it's, I
this
have
is
to
1d6. Yeah.
Yeah. So it should be like the 8 plus the 8 plus 3. So 16, 17, 18, 19.
No, that's 2d6 plus an extra d8. Oh, you hit it with Divine Strike too?
It always has Divine Strike because that's my feature, like the first attack, and I can only make one attack.
Gotcha. Okay. So what is the total? What are the actual dice that are supposed to happen?
So the total is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19 points just from the mace. And then he has to roll that weird save against being frightened because it's the Mace of Destruction. It's a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Now, isn't that on is that just a living creature or what is that? Or is it all creatures?
So I think I had it wrong. It says, I'll just read it straight up.
Because yeah, the extra damage is on living creatures, and this thing is not alive.
He's not alive. Okay.
No.
And I'm evil. Okay. Okay, so then it does not do the save, I guess. And then because he hit, I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up put that thing that I've got, that crazy thing. It's called Touch of. I call it Chernobog's Touch, but it's called the Touch of Death, and it slaps Child Divinity an extra 29 points of damage on him.
Just auto 29.
It's an auto 29 on him.
Why is it auto 29? Is it like a level thing?
It's a Child Divinity. It's a Death Cleric thing. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can spend a Child Divinity, deals an extra 29 points. It like adds up my level, some other stuff.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's gotta be the level and stuff like that. So you did 20. Just give me a total damage, and you ignore resistances, right?
Yeah, and I'll slap it up. I do ignore resistances. Yeah, I'll slap it up
Okay.
on roll 20 there. That's it right there. It's 5 plus twice my cleric level.
Oh yeah, and you're 12, so that's just shit ton. So I just want total damage.
Okay, so the total, I guess, is 29 plus 8 is 37. And then you said the necrotic did work because he didn't get to resist
Yes.
it. So 45.
45,
And then
but then
plus 3, 48. And then he doesn't
the
do
48 minus 4 because it's resistant to bludgeoning.
There we go.
So 44. So as you raise this mace up, even though you're surrounded by these shadows and darkness, this thing seems to be even darker. It seems to almost glow with darkness, if that makes sense. It eats the light around it, and you bless it with Chernobog's Touch. And as you bring it down on this massive overshadow, you hear it scream out as you bring it down, and the entire thing just dissipates underneath you, and there's almost this wave of darkness that
nice.
roils out kind of past everyone's feet, and the large overshadow disappears.
Awesome. And then I have a bonus action, I think, remaining. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, and that Ruthenian Warhammer is going to appear right here. Click on it right there. and then he's gonna attack the dude. I guess he can see that one guy died, so the one that's closer, this guy right here, with a spiritual weapon. I'll go ahead and cast that.
And where is it?
So
Over
it's
here?
gonna be kind of right in between the two guys. So like
You
here.
just put it where it goes. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. It's right there.
Okay.
And so he's gonna hit this guy that's like closer to Brian or closer to
Okay.
me.
All right.
And here we go. Come on, baby. Oh yeah. And so that's force damage of 6.
Gotcha. And once again, this shadow just dissipates into darkness all around you, and all that's left now is one shadow by Brian and the overshadow that is still kind of stalking Selvin and Cutter at the top. And I believe that's the end of your turn, right?
Can I move?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can I get all the way to here? Give him.
You can get to wherever
I
your
was
distance will-
here.
Yeah.
So as long as I
5,
can
10,
cut across
15, 20,
the dead
25.
body,
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing there.
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
shadow, dissipated shadow.
and
Yep.
that's everything I can do. Thank you.
Okay, all right, and then Selvin.
Sylvan sees Cutter behind her, so she moves over just a touch so he can get in. She's gonna hit it again with her longsword because she
Hit
doesn't
it.
want to take an opportunity attack.
All right. Yeah, 22 will definitely hit. So you strike through once again. Your blade pierces through the form, again, meeting some slight resistance. And do you have
Second
multi-attack?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you do.
2 attack
Um,
or attack action.
So a total of 18 points of damage as you... the shadow dissipating and reforming in front of you.
She's just a
It
little
doesn't appear to be reforming as fast as it once did, however. And you moved a little bit. Cutter, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to move here and lash out with my half sword of the Margrave.
All right. Yeah, 16 will hit.
All right, and I'm gonna get sneak attack as well on this. So
You will, yes.
there's that. So it's gonna be 7 points plus
Plus the bag of dice.
26. The bag of dice.
So that's 33. All right.
Cutter, is this your first
Yeah.
sneak attack of 2021?
I think it is.
No, it's March.
I think it is.
That'd be like almost the entire stream. Maybe. It's potential. It's
Maybe,
potentially.
it's potential.
Yeah, the other
And then
yeah.
I'm going-
Well, you got to get in
Go ahead.
melee mode so you can get that bow sneak attack.
Yeah. So I'm gonna disengage as well
Okay.
as a bonus action, and then that's my turn.
And then move behind Stella. She's like, let me get out of your way so you can hit, and then just get behind her again.
Well, I can always
Hey,
move
Wolf.
around her. Yeah.
Yes. The shadow now doesn't seem to
Body
be
shield.
reforming itself as your half sword goes through it. The shadow chunks are kind of like just dissipating around it, it's still there, but it is now smaller, and it seems again not to be regenerating the not regenerating. That's a bad word because it's a mechanical term. It seems to not be coalescing once again once you're striking it. Beat 'em. What are you doing? You see one shadow on the board and one overshadow still at a distance from you.
Beatum is feeling very, very weak, but he's going to try to do his best. He stumbles over in this direction, looks at the shadow fighting our guide, and pulls a card, flicks it. It goes inside of the creature and then back into his hand. As he casts Mind Spike, I'm not sure it's going to do much, but it's the only other alternate damage type that I have. So
And what type of damage does that? Can you
it
just
does
cast it into
psychic.
the
Yeah, it
into
does
the roll 20?
psychic. There. Oops.
Fuck.
Play on VTT. There we go.
Oops, I dropped my bag of dice.
And this is a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw or 27 psychic damage.
Yeah, no, it absolutely fails. And as this mind spike strikes in, as the card enters its brain, it screeches out once more and then dissipates. And as it dissipates, the humanoid shadow that had kind of come from its shape surrounding you dissipates as well.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then now all you hear once again is the sound of the shadow around you.
Beedum just lumps on the ground, like looks at an exhausted.
I turn to Selvin and say, I thought you were supposed to be our guide, not our bait.
There was no sign of them when I looked.
Next time, look harder.
Should just kind of do a half nod, disappear into the brush.
You also remember, Cutter, as you were kind of tranced, that the shadows seem to rise up and surround Beedum.
Yeah, but he's still blaming her.
That's
She's
absolutely.
the guide.
Absolutely. She's the guest player, so it doesn't.
Victor rushes over to beat him. Beat them. What's wrong with you, sir?
Oh, those things, they sapped my meager strength, my already meager strength. My arms feel so heavy.
Oh,
He's down to 5.
I've seen this with you before. Have you been smoking those things again?
No, but I'd like to.
Oh, I would very much like to see you do that as well. And Victor kind of reaches out, like the Ruthenian Warhammer that was floating in there kind of disappears. He reaches out and kind of, are you on the ground, Beedum?
Yes.
Okay, so kind of like, he's kind of gone from like warrior mode now to like, he's like the Daddy Bjorn guy. And he kind of picks him up in his hands and he looks at him and he's so happy he's alive. And he touches him and Beedum feels imbued with like the dark, shadowy energy of Chernobog. And he casts a spell called Greater Restoration.
Oh, excellent.
And that should take away any reduction to your ability scores, which is strength, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And then he uses some of that diamond dust that he has. So like he's got some diamond dust in his like sash, that red sash. So he does use a little bit of that up.
Okay.
Oh, it disappears.
Oh, they don't feel heavy anymore. Thank you.
It's like
Beedum stands up.
yeah.
Ugh.
You try to stand up, but your feet are off the ground. And so as I see like your gorgeous toes moving, I'm like, better get those out of my face and then like place you on the ground.
Yes, I prefer them in the soil.
Or in the toes of another gnome.
Yeah.
I've never felt the sweet caress of another gnome's toes.
Oh, one day,
Wow.
Beatum. We just need to sell these crystals, and you will
And
be.
Victor starts
be
to
knee-deep in
untie his
toes.
boot.
Oh. So I walk up to Beedum and Beedum, speaking of toes, what were you doing tiptoeing about? I saw the shadow go around you.
I was doing the watch like I was supposed to. Looking around, making sure things weren't sneaking up on us, and then that damned thing snuck up on me.
I thought we established you weren't very quiet. Maybe next time, keep watch with your eyes only. Well, wake me up if you decide to go on a little hike.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you
Do
so much
I
for the
detect a
follow. It's okay to
friendship?
simp. What's that?
You seem to be developing a friendship, Cutter. For Beatum.
Friendship. I'm having a conversation, wondering why he brought all this upon us.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Perhaps I mistake it for caring, but perhaps one day. Beatum, shall we go back to rest?
Sorry, guys, I have the giggles from the freaking chat. The chat is freaking killing me. I'm
Totally
sorry,
uncool. I love it.
Oh my god. Did I give
We need a toe
myself
shirt.
the ability?
Oh.
We're
No,
not
we
having a
don't
show
need
there.
any of that. I feel awful anytime I talk about it.
We do need it.
That was a gesture, but totally uncool.
No, I didn't change it so I could do that.
Oh, chatspiration.
On that note, as you all settle back in, tucking your sweet little toes into your bedrolls and whatnot, we will end this session for this evening. Thank you all so
Oh,
much.
thank
Thank
God.
you, chat.
On
The
that
entire
note.
chat. Yeah. Oh my God. The entire chat get inspiration. When
Oh,
we
thanks for the snakes,
nice.
Severus.
yeah, let's
What
do
is
this
it
one more
at now?
time.
86.
There you go. For the toes. All right. Let me fucking end this session and get out of here.
Is that
for
the
tonight.
name?
Maybe
Is that the
next
name of this
session-
episode?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's got to be something with toes. Jesus.
I should never talk about toes again.
Outro checklist. I don't know where it started. We definitely fucked up Sursa tonight for sure.
It's gonna be a whole thing now.
Yeah. We'll just do a Sursa Victory
Oh.
T-shirt with just some toes on the back.
We can make his logo out of toes. He's got
We'll just make it
the
completely out of
trident.
toes.
Yeah, like
exactly.
the toe tip trident.
It's gonna be a weird looking.
Speaking of
Trident.
Sursa Victory, can we please get an exclamation point Sursa in the chat? Sursa Victory is a wonderful friend of the community, a wonderful content creator, an amazing author. He is
Right
published on
now.
Kobold Press. Yep.
Right
Necropolis of
now.
the Mailed Fish. Necropolis of the Mailed Fist. The Fist of Toes is available on Kobold Press. If anyone wants to hunt down that league real quick in the Kobold Press store, that would be fantastic.
I'll
We could
grab
drop
it.
the Necropolis of the Mailed Fist. It's actually how our community came in contact with Sursa Victory in the first place. We actually ran Necropolis of the Mailed Fist at Andy's house. I was going to say at Janelle's house, but I think it was at Andy's house, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Right across the street.
And it was a massive boon to the community. And I got put in contact with Sursa at the time through Meetup and Joe and all that kind of stuff. And I was just blown away by first of all, how amazing the adventure was. And second of all, that I was actually able to contact the creator of it. And he was so
Oh no.
no.
Oh no! You froze.
Oh, there he
Ryan.
is.
no son
It
of a
was so
fuck.
so.
Son of a fuck.
Sursa's awesome. We ran Necropolis of the Mailed Fist. It was fantastic. So please go check that out. Check him out. Also in our merch store, we have added some Sursa Victory shirts. I was going to keep it a surprise until I had one on stream with him here, but then I sent him to the link to our new website, and he saw the merch store with those in it. So if you want to get some Sursa Victory swag, the first Sursa Victory design is up.
He's just about done with the Vasnargroth.
Yes, I cannot wait. We can discuss Vasnargoth on my channel. I don't have a shout out for me because I don't know, it feels pretentious and
We're going
narcissistic.
to Vasnargoth.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
Our outro checklist. That's what I'm trying to do right now. You guys did not level up.
Aw.
But it is the first thing on the
Hey.
list.
Oh man, I was
Hey-o.
that was a
Level
total
if
up
they
battle.
leveled. No, but yeah, no, you're not at 13 yet. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you so much for all the new follows. Thank you all for the new supports. It's okay to sim. Thank you so much for the follow, Amara Sun. And
We
you
hit
can also
200.
yes, we
Thank
have
you
some
very
hidden
much,
credits
everybody.
in the back. We did. We are at 200 followers. That's
Yay.
crazy.
Oh, I should probably do this.
I would like to maybe do something small for the 200. I'm still trying to get the drinking quest thing sorted and situated when I'm not busy and or lazy. I will work on that. Can we get an exclamation point for Jason? Jason does stream. He as I said, he did write the Forged of Ice and Blood. Please check that out. It is in
It's an
honor
Adventure
of,
Archive exclusive, or original, I should say. Not
there you
exclusive.
go. So go check that out. You can find the link to the book in our socials, in our link tree. Can we get an exclamation point for Cerso once again, because it's never enough. Sketch Risk, I do believe someone asked in the chat today who did all of the art for our games, and that is the wonderful, awesome Sketch Risk. Great artist, great person to work with. So go check out his stuff on Twitter and Instagram. We already dropped the socials link. We dropped an exclamation point merch for the store. If you want to do another exclamation point Discord, just because, join us in our Discord. You will see clips and images and fun stuff throughout the channel. Help us grow our community that way. So thank you so much.
Oh, and if you missed any back episodes, we have all of that on YouTube. So I dropped the
There
link
you
in
go.
there as well.
And if you go to our website that we recently dropped with, why, there it is, that Janelle put together and crafted
Great job.
entirely, all of the links to YouTube, all of the information about our stream, about characters, about schedule, about all that kind of stuff is all on this fantastic website. So if you want to keep up to date with the stuff that we're doing, if you want to catch up on everything, get a little bit more information about the setting that we're in, about the various games that we do, that is a great place to check it out. We're going to try to start using the website as kind of a hub of all of our information. We do run other games on the channel on Monday nights. We have a Theros game. If we can exclamation point Theros in chat with that. Andy, I mean, I don't know. So he's down there, but he's right there for me. Runs a fantastic game on of Mythic Odyssey of Theros on Monday nights with Janelle, with Jason, with Matt, and with Eric, who is not here this evening. It's a great time. It's definitely a very different vibe than the Evil campaign that we do here. But it is just it's so much fun to watch and so much fun to listen to while I'm at work. So please go check that out. I believe the way it works, I say I believe, but I know it works, is that each kind of arc might have a new batch of players. I don't want to say something I'm not supposed to.
No, that's exactly how it's going to be, and you're gonna be a player in our next arc.
Oh man! I still have to make a
So-
character.
So
but I
Ryan will get
be in
to
that.
debut on the channel as a player.
Yeah,
So
we'll see how that
buy all
goes.
the Banes
Forever
for
DM.
Andy. Buy all the Banes for Andy, everybody.
There you go. Coming soon, with some other members of the community, we will be playing Morkborg, run by Jason. And actually, I will be in the Theros game on Mondays, DMing the Dark Kingdoms on Wednesdays, and playing in Morkborg on Thursdays. So you will get way more of me than you need to. So definitely check all of those things out. And again, each one has a very, very different vibe. Theros is obviously a Magic the Gathering setting that D&D put out. It's an awesome, great time set in more of a kind of Greek setting. Dark Kingdoms here is our Evil campaign that was our home game. And then Morkborg is kind of like Swedish death metal OSR fantasy apocalypse.
Danzig approved.
Yeah, Danzig approved. For legal reasons, we don't know if he actually approves or not. But
But the
yes,
famous
that'll be-
bard Danzig approves.
The famous
right,
bard.
the famous
Danzig.
bard
Danzig.
Danzig.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
Not
so
Glenn.
thank you so much for sticking around. And you guys entertain people while I look for a raid real quick.
Ooh, I like how you did the umlaut. Their magic thistle. The more.
Thank
Oh,
you.
look
Just
at
you just
that.
hold the letter.
Yeah. No, I love it. Oh.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you're a teacher. You know this.
And
For
I was
anyone
engaged
who
to a
doesn't
person
know-
from Sweden. I love umlauts.
Oh, look at that.
Me
For
too.
anyone who doesn't know what Merkborg is, I will drop a link
Yeah.
Monkey
chat.
Borg.
so
They
you
do
How-
know
some
what
really
to
cool stuff.
expect.
That's where I
Yeah,
learned
please,
to love
please,
shields.
Dukes and Morkborg. How do we feel about raiding a raid that raided us recently?
Why not?
It's so meta.
That sounds
the
uh,
circle of life.
So
reciprocal.
I think Fabled 42 is upgoing right now, and they did a massive raid for us last week. Why don't we return the favor and
they-
head over there?
Are they doing a rerun? Just one.
I'm looking at it and I don't see it saying a rerun anywhere. They have like a solid viewer, the people in the chat. No, it's not a rerun.
Cool.
Hit it.
All right, so we're gonna go to our bye-bye screen where we will run some end credits, and then I will link us over to Fabled 42, who, as I said before, previously rated us. So thank you all so much for being here. Please check us out on Monday for, I believe it's episode 6 of Miss of Odyssey, or Miss.
Andy's
I'm
like,
having
"Go
a
take
stroke
three
on
sessions."
stream.
Oh,
Mythic
no.
Odysseys of Theros, tomorrow's Twilight on Monday, and check us
August.
here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for more evil bullshit and less toe action. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank
Maybe.
you so much. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
No promises.
Good
Yeah.